Okay, you know the feeling. Your phone rings, it's an unscheduled call from a number you totally recognize. And what's that first instinct? That little jolt, right? For so many of us, we just let it ring. We wait for the voicemail notification, and then we send that classic text, "Hey, saw you called, what's up?" If that sounds like you, well, you're definitely not alone. And we're gonna talk about why that habit isn't a social weakness at all, but actually a hidden strategic strength. So let's get real for a second. Why do you let that call go to voicemail? The world has a really simple label for it, right? Phone anxiety. That feeling of being put on the spot, of being ambushed, and having to perform without a script. But what if that's not the whole story? What if what we're calling anxiety is actually something much, much smarter? And this is where we totally flip the script. You see, the common myth says the person who prefers to text is anxious, avoidant, maybe even a bad communicator. But the hidden reality? It paints a completely different picture. Where people see anxiety, what's really happening is thinking. Where they see avoidance, it's actually intention. And instead of being a bad communicator, you might just be a more deliberate one. So how do we make that shift from being seen as anxious to being understood as intentional? Well, it all comes down to one key idea. We call it the digital buffer. And you should think of it less like a defensive shield and more like your secret weapon for truly effective communication. So what is this digital buffer exactly? It's pretty simple, actually. It's the gift of time. It's that beautiful, crucial space that opens up between someone contacting you and you having to reply. It is, in a word, a pause. And inside that pause, you find control. That's where the magic really happens. And here's exactly how it works. Step 1, a message comes in, a call, a text, whatever. Step 2, instead of just reacting on instinct, you engage the buffer. You create that pause. Now, step 3, this is the power move. You get to process and regulate. You organize your thoughts, you calm down any emotional flare-ups, and only then, when you're good and ready, do you move to step 4, the intentional response, one that's crafted with real clarity and purpose. Ultimately, what we're talking about here is making a conscious choice. It's about shifting yourself from a state of pure knee-jerk reaction to one of considered, thoughtful reason. It's almost like you get to choose which operating system your brain is going to run on for that conversation. Think about it. A sudden phone call doesn't ask for permission. It just barges in and demands your attention. And that can throw your brain straight into what we call survival mode. You know, it's impulsive, it's emotional, it's basically a cognitive fight or flight response. But the digital buffer, that's your ticket to switching over to reasoning mode, where you can be deliberate, logical, and considered. You're not just surviving the conversation anymore, you're actually navigating it. And hey, if you need a little more validation on this, check this out. Research actually suggests that pausing before you react is a hallmark of high-intelligence individuals. It's the habit of someone who operates from a place of logic, not just pure impulse. So this isn't about hiding from a conversation, it's about showing up to it with the absolute best version of your brain. Okay, so what's the real payoff here? When you activate this digital buffer, what you actually gain in that moment of pause? Let's break down the 3 kind of like superpowers you unlock. First up, you get emotional regulation. We've all been there, right? We say something in the heat of the moment that we wish we could take back. Well, the buffer is your safeguard against exactly that. It gives you the space to feel an emotion, surprise, frustration, even excitement, without letting it totally hijack your response. You get to feel it, process it, and then reply from a place of calm. Second thing you unlock, identity control. Now, this is all about being the author of your own story in every single interaction. Do you want to come across as flustered and caught off guard, or as thoughtful and composed? The buffer gives you the time to craft a message that actually reflects who you want to be in that moment. And third, you get to master your social energy processing. Just think of your social energy like your phone's battery. It's a finite resource. An unexpected, out-of-the-blue phone call is like an app that just starts draining that battery without your permission. But texting, using that buffer, lets you engage when you actually have the mental and social juice to do it, preserving that precious energy for what really matters. So when we put all these pieces together, the emotional regulation, the identity control, the energy management, a really powerful new picture starts to form. This habit, it's not about avoiding people at all. It's about building a solid framework for intentional, thoughtful engagement. So let's just say it loud and clear. Your preference for texting is not a social flaw. It's a modern, incredibly effective tool for setting and maintaining personal boundaries in a world that never, ever shuts off. It's you saying, my time, my energy, and my thoughts are valuable, and I get to decide when and how to share them. All right, so here's your quick takeaway toolkit from all this. Number 1, the digital buffer is your personal pause button. Use it. Number 2, make a conscious choice to shift from that reactive survival mode to the thoughtful reasoning mode. 3, use that pause to master your emotions and control how you present yourself. 4, see texting for what it is, a powerful tool for setting boundaries. And finally, and this is the big one, own your communication style with 100% confidence. And that's really the thought I want to leave you with. The next time you let that call go to voicemail and you pick up your phone to type, don't let even a shred of guilt creep in. You're not being weak, you're not being avoidant, you're being strategic. It's a moment of power, not a moment of fear. Which brings us to our final question for you to think about. We live in a world that is literally designed to demand an instant reaction from you, 24/7. In that world, maybe the most revolutionary tool you have is the deliberate pause. So, now that you know its power, how are you going to protect yours?